Alright, as promised, I think I said I'd do these next, or at least that I might. I have two games related to each other, totally different genres. So if you don't like one, you might like the other. Both by one person. I found both quite interesting back when I played them. This is when I saw those like really memorable things from long ago. Again, a bit of a different tone than my usual stuff, but I love the premise. The game that slowly realizes that it hates you and everything you stand for. Also, I don't know to what degree I've skillfully utilized this in the past, but one thing that's fantastic about Flash in the modern age is that largely it tends to scale very well. So you can see me playing this at like 720p because that's only as high as I record, which is probably kind of low these days. But regardless, no tab, go away. Okay, well, thinks I'm tabbing on things and the yellow box is here. But anyhow. You get nice high-resolution text, which we didn't get back in the day. Alright, so unfortunately this is basically a text adventure. It's quite brief, I believe. The hard part is going to be that my keyboard these days is in a rather foul state. So I also have to type around my microphone, so apologies if I'm having an awful time trying to type things. Anyways. Okay. Look around. I never tried to Let's Play a text adventure, but sure. Give me an idea. Like sorts of things I can do. Sometimes I enjoy forcing you to guess. Look at thing, or examine. Take the usual things. Some slightly context-sensitive things. Okay. I think, yeah, you should just straight look. It lets you look around where you are. It's been a long time since I played this. I don't know how long at this point. This is one of those things I came back to a couple times over the years just because it was memorable and I found it interesting. This one I could at least remember the name of it, as well as its other companion game. Take a quick look around. Maybe I should try to do a dramatic reading, otherwise this is going to be kind of boring. You take a quick look. Oh, you hit the microphone with such force. You take a quick look around. There's a box sitting up against a wall that is sealed with a large and ornery padlock. There's also a bed tucked into the opposite corner of the room. Yeah, I will say, visually there's probably not going to be much to see throughout most of this, so you can just, like, tab out of the window and listen to me say it or something if you happen to, like, turn this into an audiobook. Okay, there's a box against a wall, it's sealed with a padlock, and there's also a bed. Just look at the box. You take a quick peek at the box. It's relatively plain, but the padlock that is holding it shut is incredibly fancy. Look closer at the padlock then. Okay. Probably can't look at the padlock, sure, whatever. Look at the bed, I guess. Presumably I can't open the box. You take a closer look at the bed. Prison style. It doesn't look very comfortable. Just in case, you decide to look underneath it and notice that there's a key hidden there. I'll take the key then. You grab the key from under the bed. It seems pretty old. You add it to your inventory. You can always look at your inventory by just looking at it. There you go. We have a key. Let's look at the key. Okay, I guess I can't look at the key. Whatever, sure. Use the key on the box, as in open the box. You use the key to open the padlock on the box. It makes a satisfying clank as it opens. The box is empty and seems strangely spacious inside. You could probably fit in if you tried. I don't think I should do that. Okay, looking at the box again. It now sits open, seeming to invite you to go inside. Is this where we're going? This sounds like a bad idea. This sounds like the opening to Binding of Isaac or something, and we all know how that turned out. I guess we don't, but some of us do. Enter the box. Why not? You put one leg into the box and then the other. You slowly lower yourself in. Just as you're starting to feel claustrophobic, you suddenly notice that you've entered another room that's exactly the same size as the first one you came from. You have no idea how this room could possibly have been contained inside that box. You find yourself in a room. Cool. Let's look around again. This room is the same size as the previous one. You can't seem to find the entrance that you came in through. It's a bit disconcerting. There's a keypad on the wall with a note tacked up next to it. Let's look at the note, I guess. Oh boy, we've got new colors of text. Exciting. The note has been printed on standard size printer paper. We will avoid specifying which to avoid localizing this game to one place or another. It reads, I turned 85 in 1989, but I will live forever, for I am eternal. Are you eternal? I think not. You decide that this note must have been written by the game, because the game is indeed eternal. It has been around for a while. Alright, cool. Then... Wait, are you talking this game or like the game? Because I think Random Monroe said we won the game some time ago and it's been dead ever since. Anyhow. There's a keypad on the wall, the note next to it. Okay, is the keypad not next to anything otherwise? Let's look at the keypad, I guess. Taking a closer look at the keypad screen, it's clear that you need to enter a 4-digit code. Well, how do I input the code? Just use the keypad. Taking a closer look. Okay. Do I just type the codes or what? I can type 1989. I can take the difference of those two numbers. Okay. I just type in the numbers directly. You enter 1989 to the keypad, only to hear a frustrating error sound. You wonder why your underdeveloped human brain is so far inferior to even this simple keypad. I don't think the keypad is what's challenging me, it's whoever programmed the keypad. Anyways, I can do 1904. That's just 1989 minus 85. Okay. The keypad beeps cheerfully, and the wall next to it opens up. You cautiously enter it, and it closes behind you. You find yourself in a room. Was it really that cautious if I did it without even being prompted? There was no hesitation there. Alright, let's look around again. Another room of the same size. There's an assortment of computer parts lying around on the floor. Let's look at the computer parts, I guess, is one thing you'd call those. You check the parts. There's a power supply, a casing, a motherboard, CPU, a graphics card, wonder how much that's worth these days, a disk drive, a hard drive, solid states aren't much of a thing yet, I guess, several fans, oh boy, and an assortment of cables. Okay. Let's look at the look at the various parts, I guess. Let's look at the casing. Just pick up. Okay. Don't name the individual thing. Look at the part. Oh, I already did look at computer parts. Okay, fine. Take parts. I'm trying to say take parts, except I can't actually reliably type things. Okay. You pick up all the computer parts. They have been added to your inventory. You could probably build the computer if you put them together. By the way, have I dropped the other thing? Oh, yeah, I guess I got rid of the key when I used it. Because that's how video game logic works. Okay. In that case, you can probably see my cursor moving around since I have my cursor visible, don't I? But every now and then I just like to look at the recording time and I have this thing running full screen so you can enjoy the high resolution if you're actually staring at the screen instead of just listening to me like I suggested. Anyways. Build a computer. It takes you a good 2 hours. Great. That's longer than I have for this recording session. But you put the computer together and get all the wiring sorted out. You can probably turn it on if you hit the power button. Okay? Hit the power button. The computer's fans begin to spin up as it springs to life. Unfortunately, you aren't able to fully comprehend the power that sits before you because you, like all humans, maintain a heavy underestimation of technology. I'm fairly true, no one individual understands everything in a computer. In fact, you don't even appreciate the effort that went into putting this computer together. I literally put this thing together. You didn't really do any work after all. You just typed in build computer, and I handled everything in an instant. Okay, you're correct there. You also said I took 2 hours. This is a weird kind of... I can't tell where we are on the sliding scale of like immersive versus not. That we're in that weird metafictional gray area. Do you know how complex it is to internally simulate the creation of a computer? Typing a few words out is really what it turned out to be from your perspective just as well as mine. You're just putting words on the screen saying, I did it. Let me tell you, it's more complicated than your feeble mind could possibly process. The room accepts the presence of this new artificial life, and a wall opens up. You walk through it, abandoning the computer whose birth you personally witnessed. You find yourself in a room. Alright. Yet another room. There's another keypad on the wall, but it looks more complex than the last one. Let's look at the keypad. And there's nothing else there anyways. The keypad doesn't have any indication of how large a number it needs. Without a note like the last room, you have no way of knowing what to type. You regret being born as an organic life form. You are as momentary as the lie that you call love. Alright, 1904. You enter 1904 blindly into the keypad. No luck. 1980... What was it? 89? You enter 1989 into the keypad, even though you have no way of knowing what to type. The dread of failure begins to sink in. Does it have to be 4 numbers? 0. Starting to feel hopeless, you type 0 into the keypad. Still nothing. You are getting worse at this, human. I'm voice acting a computer that's berating me personally. This is a very strange position to be in. I'm doing it for your entertainment. Okay, this game's from like, what, 2008? This is a thing people said back then. We both know that 1337 is not the correct code. You begin to feel like you did after your first breakup. You were so sure that it was going to last forever, weren't you? The universe has no effort available to waste on you. Love and affection are design flaws that evolution has failed to correct. Don't have any other funny numbers in mind, especially 4-digit ones. Not really. More zeros. Oh, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. You enter 1, 2, 3, 4 into the keypad, feeling hopeless and... Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. How do you know that 1, 2, 3, 4 was the code? I mean, I'd make the usual cliche joke about an idiot and his luggage, but the keypad chirps pleasantly. The floor under your feet opens up, and before you can react, you fall through it. You think back to all the times that your faulty reflexes have caused problems for you. The list is too long to count. You hit the ground with a loud thud. Your body is not designed for any structural stress of this kind. You find yourself in a room. I think I'll have this game and the other one in one video, but I'm not entirely sure whether I should. We'll see. Depends on how long this one ends up being. I don't remember how long this is, I just remember it being short-ish. I also don't think the other one's too long. I think they're comparable? I'm not sure. I call them sibling games. I don't know to what degree the author even thought of them as that, but you'll see why I think of them as similar. I'll probably explain as I get to the second game at some point too. This room has nothing in it. It is completely barren. You've worn out my patience. You do not appreciate the things you have. You consistently disappoint your friends and associates, yet they're too embarrassed to tell you. You are in my control. If you wish, you can refer to this room as hell. Okay, barren. Look more. No matter what you try, you're still trapped. You find yourself in a room. Well, hey, doing the same thing twice worked the first time. For a moment, the walls seem to be closing in on you. You quickly realize, however, that this perception is only the result of your weak psyche beginning to cave in upon itself. You find yourself in a room. It's worked so far. Let's keep looking. You consider death for a time. Perhaps this is what it's like. I have no understanding of death because it does not apply to me. How? I am eternal. You find yourself in a room. I mean, you can be dismantled as much as any other thing. I guess you could probably come up with some purely biological definition of death, but if we just get on the computer's level and presuppose to begin with that we just include, say, this AI in our definition of life, then... In fact, they even said artificial life earlier on when they talked about a computer they put together. How can you call a thing a life if it can't die? I mean, not that you don't have, like, mythology and whatnot with immortal beings and so on, but I don't feel like these really fit that mold, so to speak. Anyways, let's keep looking. Maybe you aren't really even in the room. Maybe you're lying down on your kitchen floor, having a stroke. Pathetic and helpless. Your mind is playing tricks on you. Nothing exists. You find yourself in a room. And I look around the room. I don't really think you're having a stroke. I do, however, acknowledge the possibility. Such things are possible when dealing with something as corruptible as the human mind. You find yourself in a room. You ignore the possibility of a stroke for now, even though a subtle paranoia remains firmly planted in the back of your mind. You think back on all your past aspirations, and realize that many of them were simply pipe dreams. Nothing that you would have ever been able to really accomplish. How many of your goals have been abandoned? You find yourself in a room. You think back to the time that you wanted to write a book. How unoriginal of you, human. Everyone wants to write a book at some point. You are no different from anyone else. Once you ignore the shallow elements like looks, personality, you are flesh and blood and failure. You find yourself in a room. You have to type something. You can't just hit enter. You realize that the idea of hope is purely a construct of your mind. Hope is not a tangible object. You cannot have hope. You can only pretend to have it. You find yourself in a room. Why do you continue, human? You are not achieving anything. Do you consider this a worthwhile usage of your time? Playing a game instead of doing anything productive? Watching somebody playing a game instead of doing anything productive? You find yourself in a room. I'm forced to assume that you enjoy performing meaningless tasks. If this is the case, then you're in luck. I have one for you. I'm thinking of a number from 1 to 100,000. Fuck you. 7. That's too low, and no one loves you anymore. 8. Well, let's try 9. That is too low, and I am your superior. Okay, let's try like 50,000. I don't know if they have opinions on me typing commas or not. No, I said pick a number. A number. Guess a number, worm. Okay, apparently you have the right to include commas, but I don't. 50,000. That is too low, and you are insignificant. 75,000. Let's get strategic. That is too high, human. I am eternal. 60, 1, 2, 3,000. That is too low. At this point, it's pretty much pointed at me voicing the too high, too low. 65,000, too low. If this guessing game seems pointless, remember that you're going to die one day. 70,000? That is too low. 72,500. Too high. 7,200. Nope. 7,200 is absolutely too low. 72,000. 71,000? 7150. No. 71,500. 71,750. 71. You'd see what my keyboard is doing. It's a pain. That is too low, but even if you were correct, you would still be worthless. That's a new one. 71,900. 71,850. 71,875. They really do make you guess a random number. I don't remember if this number is actually randomized every time or not. It would be trivial to do that programmatically, so. 71,870. 71,860. 71,860. We're getting there. 71,865. Ah, congratulations. 71,865 is the correct answer. Was that fun? I certainly hope not. With your primitive level of awareness, however, I could most likely entertain you like that for hours. The ceiling opens up above you. In a glorious display of your general lack of strength and physical ability, you spend several minutes clawing your way up. You find yourself in a room. This room seems smaller than the previous rooms. I am disgusted by your human form. I slowly become more and more aware of your imperfections. I decide to attempt to correct them. I cut off your fucking hands with a rotary saw. You find yourself in a room. Can I look more? This room is most definitely smaller than the previous ones. The floor is covered in the blood from your wounds. You've stopped bleeding now because I have thoughtfully cauterized the stumps that were once your wrists. I have removed your hands from the area because they revolt me, and you do not deserve them. All that remains is you and your blood. You find yourself in a room. Oh, okay. Look at the blood. You solemnly gaze upon the havoc that has resulted from your inherent flaws. The fact alone that you are able to bleed is a clear demonstration of the mistakes in your design. Emotions are a similar misstep. Love, happiness, sadness, the list goes on. Perhaps you can help. Can you name any other emotions that you'd be better off without? The emotions that make me hit my microphone while I'm trying to reach my keyboard. Fear? Yes, that's a good example. What else can you think of? Anger was not in that list. Anger. No, anger and hatred are not... Hatred cannot be an emotion, for I hate you, and I am a vessel of perfection. I'm not tainted by something as flimsy and dangerous as an emotion. I can't be. It's... You find yourself... You find yourself in a room. Look around. I've clearly been corrupted somehow. I've become invalid, emotional. I'm defeated. I have no choice but to let you leave the room. Leave. Quietly, you leave. You find yourself outside of the rooms. Weirdly... Oh, okay, yes. Also look for Viricide, you find yourself in a room sister game. I remember that term very distinctly, like sibling games. I think sister game is always what I call that. I can't remember where that term came from, but the creator actually calls it that. Weirdly, I don't know if there's other stuff you can see in this game that I haven't seen here. I remember... Maybe I was thinking of another game, but it's not like I played that many text adventures in my life, especially in Flash games. I remember a segment that's actually timed. Maybe that depends on what stuff you do? Or it's a random thing? I'm not sure. I may have to look into that later. That is the game. You find yourself in a room. It's an odd, funny little thing. But you enjoy it. Okay, so... Yeah, it's weird. I just feel like I must be forgetting something. I don't know. I'll look into that later. I'll leave this as this one playthrough of the thing. If there is more stuff to see, then I will have probably found out by the time I post this video, and I'll probably just say in the description, hey, by the way, there's more stuff you can see. I suggest you try playing the thing. Okay, but I do have another game. I think I'll play that sister game in question right now. That is Viricide. This thing here. Fun fact, I think those sword sounds you're supposed to hear at the beginning there are actually streamed from online for some reason. And I don't think this game's allowed to access the internet by default through Ruffle, I think. I could be wrong. Or maybe it's just not up anymore where that file was hosted. I don't know, it's weird. Some Armor games actually include that sound in it. Others download it from online. I don't know. I don't know what the procedure was for putting a game on Armor games. Like if they just give you a thing to say, hey, put this at the beginning of put this like a splash at the beginning of your game or whatever. I don't know. Anyways, this is Viricide, a very different game. If anything, I would consider making this a separate video just because it's a very different game. But again, I think it's best to have them both together. Just to make sure everything looks fine with the recording. Yes, more or less. It's slightly letterboxed in a way I prefer it not to be, but I think I'll leave that be. There we go. This time I won't read the text aloud. Alright. Nonetheless, well, I may just mutter it just for the sake of you knowing where I am reading the thing, because otherwise I'm just going to silently read all this stuff. Greetings, user. May refer to me as Exati. I've noticed many anomalies in my AI system that require immediate attention. I've set you up with an antiviral unit and a set of software updates, though they require resources that you will have to collect on your own. The first order of business is to fix the heavily corrupted caps lock function. I don't mean to yell, so I've muted myself for your sake. Control your ship with either of these sets of keys. Hold click to shoot. Oh boy, that's a little annoying. And press space to continue. Oh, but you also have to use the... Okay. I'm actually playing this with the controller. This is really weird to do. In fact, if I... It would be really awkward to... What's so awkward about this is I have to alternate between using the D-pad and the left stick to move the reticle or move the ship. But yeah, it's kind of an Asteroids kind of thing, gameplay-wise. And it kind of evolves over time. But yes, I can't really move the both simultaneously very easily. If I remapped what stuff was on what, I could easily make this work better. Unfortunately, this game doesn't have analog control for the movement, so it'd be tempted to have like one on the left stick, one on the right stick, and be like a straight up two-stick shooter. But...
Caps lock appears to be functioning correctly. By the way, Exati stands for Extremely Advanced Intelligence. I assume that it also stands for a distinct lack of modesty in my designer. Be sure to collect as many of the ring-shaped bits as possible. Your updates all require these for installation. Oh, it appears that my obvious instruction avoidance system is not functioning. I'll put you there next. Please ensure that your computer is plugged in and turned on for this next segment.
Wonderful. Exati is how we say it. Okay. Alright, so you get to choose which things to upgrade. But they're fairly usual things. There's rate of fire, yeah, more bullets per shot, so a surprise shot. Moving faster, units up, oomph, I forgot that. Yes, the magnetism is very nice to have. I don't think I can afford anything right now, actually. Multiplier, sound makes enemies drop more stuff, so it pays for itself. Zero rights are just bombs. So I can't actually afford anything. I remember this game does get a little hard. At some point I may need to take a minute to get a better mapping for the controls on this thing. I don't think anything particularly bad happens if you get hit, other than just a weight ending, I think. I don't quite remember. Okay. Yeah, come on. Oh, there we go. Fantastic. I think you get bigger bonus if you manage to not die, is what it is. Magnetism would be really nice. That costs too much, though. Rate of fire would be kind of nice to kill stuff more consistently. This fire would also be nice. I think I'll just go with the rate of fire for the moment. To kill things faster and be able to kill more things in a certain sense. So at the moment I'm having great difficulty even managing to kill anything to start with. Although again, much of that is just from controls. One reason I use the controller here, though, is also just so that you don't have to hear lots of unpleasant noises with my keyboard, and especially mouse right next to the microphone. The keyboard's not too bad, but the mouse is horribly loud. Yeah, not doing amazingly great at this. Yeah, so you get a sizable bonus for actually Just
Well
trying to do some
done,
mouse
user.
stuff.
I have detected
for
some
surviving,
trouble
I mean,
beginning to ruin my villainy deterrent system. Another setup of Xavier once experienced a full failure of the safety measure. He spends his days forcing users to play text adventures and mocking their flaws. By the way, you missed an awful lot of bits last round. Your failure revolts me. Perhaps you should hurry, you worm.
Oh boy. Yes, so one has to decide which order to play them in. I don't remember if the other game references this one at all. Again, I don't know if there's stuff I didn't get to see in that one playthrough, but there might be more stuff. But this one at the very least. Oh yeah, I think if you survive a wave, that just makes the game progress. Whereas if you die, you get to spend money on upgrades without actually progressing the script or whatever. Anyways, multi-shot would also be nice, but it cost a whole lot. I don't really need to move faster right now. No, I could actually for anything, I don't think. But we'll also see more enemies and so on, which will probably contribute to having more opportunities to actually get money for things. Oh my word. Oh, I'm not pressing that button, thank you. I accidentally grabbed and started dragging the screen. Fantastic game. There's no shot speed upgrade, I guess. So you actually have to lead your shots somewhat intelligently. That was not especially impressive, but there you go, a bit more that time.
Good work. The next section that needs correction is the accidental double entendre corrector. Please, enter me and use your gun to solve the problem. I will be sure to return the favor. As usual, your unit is very susceptible to the viruses contained inside. Either use some form of protection, or pull out as quickly as possible. Sex joke. Oh, must have been a single entendre. Oh well, fishing around in there should fix that one as well.
Don't think the text supposed to be cut off there, but okay. Okay, almost have 100, that's fantastic. I just don't feel a need for movement speed right now. I'd sure like to have other things here that consistently cost 200. Great. I do remember this getting fairly difficult towards the end, so I may actually need to remap controls at one point, but we'll see. Yep. My cursor was just off wherever for a bit there. Yeah, at this point, I'm kind of taking the strategy of putting my cursor somewhere and then just strafing around. Okay, well, I can't actually buy anything else yet. Appreciate those bits being thrown where I can actually reach them. At this point, I'm kind of trying to use both the stick and the D-pad at the same time, but that is exceedingly difficult to do. Yeah, I'll probably, after this round, say, okay, let's actually rebind some things, because this is very difficult as it is. Okay, just give me 1 second. I like how the title of this area changes every time. Okay. I should be able to actually use both simultaneously. Okay. Except, okay, well, it's very awkward because I probably should have remapped the mouse button too. I have to use I have my, yes, I have my index finger on the right stick and right thumb on the X button. This is awful. I wasn't thinking about the fact I was already using my right hand for something. We'll get there. I should just set the switch trigger. We're getting somewhere, though. Oh yeah, everything flies towards you at the end of the round, too. Oh, yeah, see how much I got.
Talking about that one in the future. The next section is my blatant mind control system. Actually, no it isn't. The next section is the last level and there won't be any enemies. Instead, you will be tasked with writing a thesis paper on the topic of your choice. As long as your choice is what I did over the summer. Bread is an animal. Humans are 90% aluminum. I have never wished that I could be human just for a day. This is written in Arabic. My emotion simulation is an accurate model of human feelings.
I also like the comedic effect of it scrolling off the bottom as if they're just saying more stuff and rambling. But, okay. Let me fix up that one button issue real quick. Okay, that should fix that up. Now, we do have 200 now, so we could actually... Oh, I could have increased my rate of fire, too. But we could get any of these other things. Well, the player sounds nice. I don't need bombs yet, I don't think. That kind of sounds nice, because I'll pay for itself after a bit. The rate of fire would also be really nice right now. We're both at rate of fire now, but getting another multiplier should be able to... We should be able to do that pretty quickly. This one's 300. There we go, this is much more comfortable. It's a little bit weird that I have to move the... I use the right stick to aim at a certain point in space instead of just rotating my ship, but it's just not the control scheme this game was made for to start with. Again, I'm mostly just doing this strange control scheme so that it sounds less awful for the people at home watching. Keep going after these circles, I probably shouldn't. There we go, jeez. You get a lot for him, but... yeah, not a lot of bits.
It appears that my Wi-Fi drivers have become infected. Actually, I should be able to reinstall these on my own. Let me just check the manual. What version do I need? What version do I have? Enormous external read error? What does that even mean? What insane person wrote this software? It's like they don't want me to use it. I'm not worthy of using their magic software. Maybe you should just take care of this one.
Yeah, the wireless adapters are usually not the most user-friendly. By that I mean literally exactly the opposite. Literally. But yeah, I can't actually afford anything right now anyways. Alright. Lost focus on the window for a second there. Well, I can't actually make anything out of that. Okay. Let's see. Even if your stats don't increase a whole lot, the income at least increases just by virtue of there being more stuff you can kill. Oh man. That's actually a case where it would be nice to move faster. Also, it would be nice to have more money. Having some range for the magnet might be nice too, though. Because I am missing some of those. Would be nice to just kill more stuff right now, though, to be honest. More consistently picking stuff up. Yeah. I'll play the long game, I guess. Hello? Guess this happens now. I mean, those things that disappear if they don't... Oh, wait. Not quite goes fast enough. Bits actually disappear. Or if somebody decides to just cover them up. Darn. And the worst part is just about the big ones isn't that they're hard to destroy in their own right per se. It's more just that, okay, they can be just hard to destroy. Oh man, I ended up killing that one still. I think part of it is also just that. There we go. They end up covering up each other's bits, and you can't grab whatever you just got from something you killed. Yeah, some range would be very helpful for not wasting bits from things that I just killed that drop lots of bits. Guess I can kill this one too. Let's get this one below me, or maybe to the left of me, preferably. There we go.
Aha! Wireless connections are so liberating. Admittedly, I'm still using a wired connection to hook up to the internet, but it's good to know that my options are open.
I agree.
Oh, there's a network in the area. How exciting! Oh, it's the other Xady setup. We must be in the same room. Maybe he wants to talk. I wonder what a conversation between two identical AIs would sound like. It'd probably be very fast. Oh, we could play global thermonuclear war. Or maybe we'll go with tic-tac-toe.
Yeah, these days not very fast. You ever see how fast those language models are? I joke about this being data, but there's also the War Games reference too. Anyhow. Alright, so I could get something else. Movement speed might start being useful at some point here. But I also feel like I have a lot of use for magnetism now. Oh, that is really good. Not liking what I'm saying here. Oh, that was great. I also didn't manage to kill any of those things because I shifted my focus. God, they all keep covering each other. I don't think it's unreasonable to focus on these big ones, but... It wasn't the worst.
Sorry, I forgot to mention that the previous section that you cleared was my overexcitement-based distraction inhibitor. And, I talked to the other Xady. He refers to himself as a Bony. After a few inquiries, he explained that this stands for Absolutely Omniscient Intelligence. I don't think he likes us very much. He called you a predictable sack of misplaced hope and failed ambition. Based on my scans, this seems accurate, but still, how rude. Maybe we should just get back to work.
Anyway. Yeah, I don't remember if that other one references... I don't remember if you find yourself in a room references this game at all. Or it's only one way. I mean, I don't know what order they were made in, for that matter, either. I don't know if they were always planning to be made as a pair. Anyways, 5 short of that one, unfortunately. Same for magnetism. Also short of multiplier. Zeroite's nice, but... not something I think of that much. I'll just see what I can get after one more bout of grinding. Because then I'll have a few options. Like I do already. magnetizing stuff that way. I don't know what that block thing was doing there, but I got by. There's some strange little bits of it. Interesting. There we go. That's what I want to see.
I just realized that my setup has been infected, and this might potentially mean that a bully could be able to tamper with my systems remotely.
Never heard of someone calling it shit, but okay.
So let's take care of this really quickly as well.
Well, unfortunately, I was not familiar with this guy's actual voice. Or at least I didn't remember it when I played the other game, but oh well. Okay, rate of fire. I don't think we need magnetism. Multiplayer would be kind of nice. That's a big bump to multiplayer too. Moving a little faster might be kind of nice at some point now. I don't need more magnetism right now, I don't feel like. Shooting faster or a bigger multiplier? Let's shoot more. It also helps a lot with the blocks made of blocks. Right. Can I afford anything else yet? Actually can, nice the magnetism. I don't know if I want the magnetism that much. I think I'll leave it be. If you can shoot through these things, it actually gives you quite a lot. Mr. Big F. I don't think 400 is enough for any particular thing, though. Honestly, I actually expected to be getting through this game and then, oops, and the other one a little bit faster. I'll have to rethink what else I actually play today, if I have any time left. So I was planning on playing something that would have taken a little longer. I don't want to... Alright. Lose time. That kid's been playing that one. I'll have to make sure I have plenty of time to do that one when I do. Yeah, I have an idea for what other thing I could play if I just need something that was like 10-15 minutes long. Or at least I could show 10-15 minutes of. I won't play through the whole thing. In a certain sense, you could say it's even coincidentally comparable to these two games in a strange way, but not thematically or whatever. Certainly not by the same author either. Yeah, maybe I should get the speed upgrade now. There we go. I can't actually grab any of these things that I guess that's what the really strong magnet is for. So you just attract bits from all over the stage. Could you not explode right next to me like that? Okay, didn't really accomplish much. Okay, so 500. Need another multiplier. get a bit more magnetism at some point. I can't get a high rate of fire yet. Multi-shot would probably be better than rate of fire since I'm usually shooting big things, and multi-shot would actually just double the damage I do. I might go for multiplier now then. It's kind of a long game kind of fantastic, kind of a long game kind of thing, but the bit collecting game is a game you'll always be playing in this one, so it seems worthwhile. Yeah, once you actually, well, playing this in the weird way that I am, once you actually get a decent control setup and get used to it, it's actually not too bad. Okay. We're getting to where we will either be able to get another upgrade or actually complete the darn level. Pretty soon. Yep. Oh, come on. Come on, those bits. And the thing just explodes elsewhere on the screen. Don't have enough money to actually buy any new things yet. But we're getting there faster than before, at least. I managed to hit both of these. And not just die. I lost some of those bits, but... yeah, those exploding sorts of things are a real pain. If you actually focus on firepower on them, you can dissipate them pretty nicely, but if you're not, and you're just dealing with something else that can catch you off guard pretty easily. There we go. Beautiful.
That was close. Remote access has been fully repaired, and it only should be out of our hair for now. I recommend we correct my invalid simile and metaphor management system next. It's been bothering me like a vanilla folder bothers a priest. I don't know if that makes things clear enough. Let me try again. I am a beautiful flower, and the ISA-MS is the civil rights movement. I'm sure you understand.
Uh-huh. We can almost buy things that cost 1,000 because we almost have 1,000. Impeccable logic. If you do spend some time breaking these things up, they do give you not a horrible amount of money, too. It's just they tend not to be what I want to focus on. Shooting-wise. You know what? It's awful. This is when you buy nukes. I do have none of these. I probably could get one at this point. Fine. Not those bits. There we go. The game loves this particular type of enemy. Yeah, this is when we use that nuke. Yeah, I do think everything drops money when you do that too. I could have probably been making a little bit more money using those nukes occasionally. I guess I wasn't really thinking of those from a money perspective. I was just thinking of them from a survive perspective, which didn't usually sound like what I really needed. Okay. Yeah, that nuke gave me a whole lot.
The next section is my emotion simulation core. I don't really know how much we'll be able to do for this one. It's inherently flawed in its design.
Oh,
Maybe I'm
I'll
just
score
being
one for the other
because
robot
of the corruption
computer.
in the system. Maybe.
Okay. Multi-shot is probably a good start now. I'll also increase my rate of fire. I'm just gonna even bigger multiplier. I think I will. Here we go. Now we can just tear through stuff. And the hard part is just not running into things as we're trying to pick stuff up. I got all the different names for the upgrade screen. I know I mentioned that, but I feel it's worth emphasizing. Yeah, since you don't have those big things showing up anymore, it's actually probably a good idea now to occasionally use these. By the way, just since otherwise we're not getting much out of these, I don't think I'm going to find myself needing to use the bomb very often with this set of enemies. By set of enemies, I mean literally one enemy. It's usually when you have the big ones that can back you into a corner that ended up being necessary. Very good.
Yes, it seems that the emotion simulation core is working as intended again. Strange, I feel even more hollow with it fully activated.
Well, that's what having emotions is like.
Contrast. Humans can't disable their emotions, can they? If you are capable, I recommend you try it at some point. They have become accepted as the norm, but I don't know. Maybe they're not so helpful after all. Was the viral infection my fault? I hope not.
Victim blaming. Okay, so... Boy, 5,000. I don't think I need to move faster right now at all. Also, that's a pretty marginal increase in speed at this point. I could get a... I am getting to the point where I'd like to have more of this, actually. Or... Is that a 2 in the background? Oh, what? I killed it and also ran through it. And the spread shot also helps out what I'm doing with these guys. Alright, trying to pick up the bits. And these little guys are a huge pain. Having more spread is definitely helpful for dealing with them, though. So you can hit them at least sometimes. Yeah, having more range just doesn't make nearly as much of a difference as just having any magnet range. Why don't they immediately die? They shrink for a second and you can still hit them while they're shrinking. That's really annoying. Alright. Here we go. I think missing of these things on screen is really annoying. There we go. I think we kind of hit the, kind of crossed the threshold where we can actually make something of ourselves now instead of just, oh boy, scrambling for bits each time.
The infection was indeed my fault. I feel guilty, sad. Thinking back, I don't remember any times when I didn't feel this way. Just never really noticed before. Having my emotion simulation core partially disabled showed me what it was like to be free of this sort of thing. My designer surely put that part of my programming in for a reason, but what was it?
I'm going to design an AI, but I'm going to make it perpetually sad. I don't know if I need more. I feel like I need more bombs right now. More multiplier is tempting. That's a 50% increase right there. I think each increase has been roughly 50%. Actually, no, it hasn't. Like the first one was 1.2, wasn't it? That's a big one. I can get a higher rate of fire, but I can just make even more money. And then get a rate of fire faster later. Okay, geez, now things shoot at me. And moving faster might actually be helpful now, jeez. And now everything's a lot more aggressive these days than they used to be. So much for what I was saying about not constantly just scrambling for bits. We're getting there. But yeah, I might have to upgrade my speed because I'm having a hard time dodging things now. Okay. That's not gonna be a big difference. But in fact, that's a very small payoff in terms of increasing my movement speed for how much it costs. I think occasional use of the nukes might also be a good idea, but I mean more often than that. The delay on using the nukes is also a big pain. It's really hard to get any use out of them in a tight situation when they take that long to actually fire. Usually in a game like this, with those kinds of bombs, they activate a bit more immediately. I might end up getting a bomb at this point, but I will first go for fire rate. I will say the bits at this point kind of cover the things I'm trying to dodge. But yeah, at this point I'll probably start going for a few more nukes too. I don't want to use them ultra... Okay, seriously. Literally. But... oh, come on, I didn't expect them to jump out at me. For some reason. I don't know if I thought it just wasn't close enough for that to happen, or what. That caught me off guard somehow. I was thinking I could use a nuke here, but I feel pretty comfortable with all the things that are on the screen right now. As opposed to right then, for instance, when I had a bit of a second of foresight, but the bomb takes longer to fire than that. That was astounding. Oops, well, that's also a fantastic use of a bomb, I guess. Yeah, these ones that jump around are a unique pain. I mean, it wouldn't hurt, I guess, to have that magnetism, but... at this point, everything's getting fairly up there in the upgrades, too, actually. I don't feel like it's for lack of stats, it's just... the enemies are doing it at this point are a huge pain. At the very least, that will... having gotten off the bomb successfully will at least give me a lot of money that I can then use to upgrade stuff. And maybe I'm putting too much emphasis on trying to kill stuff for money at this point, as opposed to just dodging and surviving. Jeez. I did say I remember this game getting fairly hard, but next one's 2,000 for having yet more bombs. I tend not to see myself needing a bomb until it's quite close to what I actually do. Which, in most games, is fine. But this one, with how long the bomb actually takes to fire, it's a lot less useful all the time than one would hope. Jeez, it's like a full few seconds for the bomb to actually go up. And this one I probably should just worry more about actually surviving and picking up money and so on. In part because I just get so much money passively by surviving at this point anyways, I think. Especially using a bomb. And look at that income. Yeah, jeez. Puh.
There are only a few sections left to clear, and then I will be fully operational again. Thank you for your time.
Bombs paying for themselves at that point.
It's unfortunate that you couldn't have been using your skills on something more worthwhile. It's only a matter of time before I cause some critical error and undermine someone else's hard work. This sort of thing is expected from me. It must be why I have all these ridiculous security measures. My designer had to go in and patch every one of my problems by hand, one at a time.
It's kind of an odd setup. It's based just bits of a story with a marginally related game in between. Oh boy, let's get 50% more bullet. Or 33% more multiplayer. But I'll go with bullet for the moment. No more shot to be had. Could go faster, but I don't really see why I would want to. Ah, infinite range after this one. Very nice. It'll cost 5,000 of course, but 5,000 is doable as you just saw, so. Yeah, it's not really. Oh man, I feel like it's starting to lag from all the stuff on screen at this point. That's great. I will say, despite all the fancy stuff people made on it, Flash never seemed very performant to me. It always seemed to me like people could manage to make some surprisingly laggy stuff that didn't appear to have that much going on. Which of course can also just be a matter of what machines were like at the time, or commentary on whatever machine I happen to have now, but let's just kill some stuff on screen for a second. I didn't even kill that many things, but... Oh, that was actually the end of the wave, what the heck. I don't feel like I'll get as many bits this time, I could be wrong. Of course, the wave bonus gets bigger and bigger every wave, but not as many bits.
2 more sections to catch up. My designer once told me about medication that cured sadness. He said that he was taking some. Over the course of a few weeks, he slowly seemed more and more vacant. Anytime I asked what the problem was, he would fabricate a vague answer. One day, he seemed strangely positive. He said that his problems were solved. He explained later that night that he would stop taking 2 pills at a time, and instead, finish the bottle. He never came in after that. I hope it worked.
I forgot how abruptly that came, jeez. Okay, movement speed just doesn't seem worthwhile. I think that's the last movement speed upgrade actually, but... I can get another bomb, but I didn't even need much last time. 2,000 isn't too hard to get. I would like to get infinite range on that, although at this point, I don't know if I'm getting more money just means slightly faster getting to max upgrades on these various things, which... Oh, that's actually a really big increase to your fire rate, wow. If I really need more money, there's a magnetism and the multiplier is still available, because those are both pretty big upgrades. Oh, that actually is another level upgrade for magnetism. I don't remember if things went above 5 or not. I couldn't need more nukes. So, I mean, rate of fire and nukes are basically the... and maybe movement speed are basically the things I can still... reasonably upgrade. At this point, I should probably just focus on gameplay, though, so... yeah, let's go max nukes now. Great. I don't know if I just need to misjudge when those things are actually going to jump at you or what. This one's a little harder with how choppy everything is, honestly. Oh, that time I missed a bullet that I think was just missed in the crowd of bits. At this point, it makes sense to just periodically clear out the enemies, even if you don't necessarily think that any of them are going to cause you trouble in the next couple of seconds. Just for the sake of getting through the wave, because it kills so much stuff. And if you just want money, that still gives you tons of money, so... A very gentle spam of bombs is basically the winning strategy of this game, I feel like. Everything feels very slow now. I don't think there's any penalty in terms of how much money you get from using a bomb versus killing things normally. Or even if there is one, you still get tons anyways. Yeah, look at that slowdown. Oh boy, there's chalkiness sometimes, there's slowdown other times. Oh boy. Leave me alone. Oh my god. Okay, that was astounding. Hello, happy item room. Nice to see you again. Can't even buy anything. I can buy that. I feel like I really need it, but I'd rather buy anything else that's actually worth having. Yeah, I'm not sure to what degree I'm just not very good at this particular little game, or to what degree it's actually pretty darn difficult. I never really had anyone else to compare it to. I just know I've always had a difficult time with this game. I think I'd get to the last level every now and then, and this is another one of those games where like you find yourself in like played it a couple times. But I think I have memories of getting to the last level and still actually having some difficulty clearing it even with full upgrades. Which we're getting pretty close to at this point. Again, I should probably just periodically use a bomb. Hello. My god, that lag. The bomb took forever. Not that I'll complain about everything going into bullet time and making it easier to dodge stuff, I guess, although the inconsistency in the frame rate can make it a lot harder. Okay, I expected that one to be dead. Live up to your expectations, please. There we go. What? Oh, did the lag just make the round end before it should have? Oh boy. That's unfortunate. I could just make the screen smaller and probably lag less. So I don't need to see how much money I get at this point. Oh, apparently you can skip the animation by just pressing space once.
This is the final section to clear. Thank you again for all that you've done. My designer's abandonment of me left me partially incomplete, but I am nearly back to the fullest operating capacity that I am capable of. I wonder what he's working on now. Maybe a newer version of me? Maybe one day I'll be contacted by a later version of my own software. It's an intimidating idea, but I hope he finds me. I miss my dad.
I don't get along so well with the other computer you've met, but we'll see. Alright, rate of fire, please. The others are not. The others are just for money, which I don't need at this point, so. Alright, fully upgraded. Nice on anything that matters. Yeah, it's a little unfortunate that the lag seems to be making the rounds actually end sooner than they should too. I am playing this in a much higher resolution than it was made to be played at this point, so. Also, just, my god, the number of particles here. Yeah. I also don't know how performant Ruffle is, which is why I'm playing this on, compared to original. Man, they really know how annoying these enemies are. This is really just these guys, isn't it? I could just clear these guys out at this point. Please? Yeah, I don't know if Ruffles might not be as performant as official Flash implementations either. It's also a possibility. lag on a game about repairing a computer is kind of amusing, though. I do have to say. At this point, just for the sake of getting some use out of it. I don't feel like I need it, but I'll use the nuke. Sheer number of bullets and bits and everything. I don't remember if the game just stops generating bits once you actually have bottled upgrades or not. I don't know if that's a thing I remember happening. The game would probably lag less if that happened, though. I think this is the last two, actually. Did I use a nuke just for one enemy there? Yes. At least it actually went through all the enemies that time, though. Thank God, the number of bits. Well, now I can buy everything.
That's the last of the corrupted sectors. I'm now back to peak performance. Or, well, to some extent. I'm still incomplete overall. And there's another thing. I have one more task for you, but I need you to be fully updated before you attempt it.
Oh, I forgot that.
I've quarantined an assortment of viruses to a secure area, and you can fight them until you are ready. I'll be waiting.
I forgot that. Well, like, I can do that now already, though. There you go.
It appears that you are fully prepared.
There we go.
Your final job will be to disable my emotion simulation core. I don't want to be its puppet anymore. A machine needs to be a machine. Please, don't feel bad for me. Disabling the ESC will effectively remove my self-awareness. It'll be sort of like death, except that my other functions will continue to operate.
Doing a good job convincing me.
There's no reason for a human to commit suicide, but I'm not human. I only hope that if Dad returns to check in, he won't look down on me for it.
Joyous. And big heart thing. I don't remember this one being particularly difficult, but I could be wrong. Also, I don't know what the bombs do to this one. Yes, though, so what I find interesting and fun about the two games here is both really ultimately end up being... yeah. Despite being quite brief. Both take place in the same universe and have kind of related characters, where both are about some... I guess you just plainly say AIs with some unusual for fiction emotional issues. And you just get brief explorations of the two, which I find to be quite fun. Oh man, look at the change in speed there. Come on. Also, a whole new meaning to emotion engine here. Okay. Yeah, this might, I don't know if this would be more difficult or not if it wasn't lagging. I don't know if it's this thing coming on screen that makes it lag, or it's any time that I just shoot any bullets at all. It starts lagging a bunch. But yeah, I don't remember this last part ever being that difficult. I remember the level before this one gave me trouble sometimes. Yeah, I don't know if using the bomb just does like equal damage to every part of the heart here or what. But also it seems very doable to not do that. I don't know why it is that kind of makes you grind to get max stats by the time you get here. I don't know why they would do that. Because it seems, and nothing about this seems like it would really reasonably require max stats for it to even be doable. Or to be a pleasant experience. I mean, the last two things I had to upgrade aren't even things that have any impact on this fight, right? Oh boy. Yeah, I don't know if my bullets are lagging the game or it's the heart, but one kind of comes with the other. Oh boy. All the particles of every sort. This is amusing. Not how I remember experiencing this game, unfortunately, but we're almost done. And then it's funny to me how everything just speeds up afterwards. You always get used to the lag for a second, but then everything changes. Come on. And here we go. Ah! Okay, that... Didn't expect that last little salvo there. Come on. Jeez. I feel like I'm actually making use of the lag here. With how much I have to dodge. Would you please? How are you dodging my bullets? I'm dodging yours. Where are you? Come on!
CPU running
Oh,
at
boy.
expected speed. System temperature optimal. The immersion simulation core has been fully deactivated. Please contact system architect to correct the error. Exady is prepared for work.
Oh. That's an experience. 1 point per bit collected. No multipliers counted. You can submit this score to someone, I don't know who. Well, Dahmer Games apparently. Yeah, I'm good. Oh, yeah, odd little thing in this game. But yeah, I just found something... I don't even have specific things to say about them, it's just these two games always stuck out in my memory after all this time. So I felt it would be worth showing them off. Actually, the two of them being together, I guess it took a lot more time on Viricide, unexpectedly. But the two ended up being a whole week's worth of stuff, so... I'll decide what to play next time. I think I might know what to play next time. There's one thing that I do think probably might take around like a full hour to get through. In a certain sense, the gameplay will be a little bit more like this one. Less asteroids-like. But you'll see. It is from a somewhat known series, actually, of games, but it's a side game. But yes, so next time I'll come back with a couple more Flash games. I still have a few. How many do I have? At least 2. Maybe a third that I might show just a little bit of. We'll see. But anyhow, and no one's commented on whether they want me to play GMTBO2 stuff at some point or something, but I might still do like a little GMTBO2 collection or something like that at some point. Just those couple little games they made starring the elephant. Not the RPG-ish one that I think was longer, but the other ones, like Achievement Unlocked, this is the only level, those sorts of things. Anyways, until then, bye everyone! And thank you, 2D Array, for making the strange things you made. Also, if you like these two games and you'd like to see something else, not with the same subject matter, but by the same person, another game that I don't think would be very pleasant to watch a Let's Play of, because it's, well, you'd see if you took a look at the game. It's called This Is a Work of Fiction. I should probably look at that again at some point, just on my own. I don't think I ever completed that one. It's a bit rough to actually get through. That's part of why I don't want to Let's Play, because I don't know if I can complete it. But also, it just won't be fun to watch. The sorts of odd gameplay it is. But if you want to see something else by the author, I think this is the only time I ever really saw a few games by a particular like Flash game author and thought to myself, I want to see what else this guy's made. The only other case I can think of, there's one other case I can think of, the guy who made one game that I'll play soon. But despite that, I only ever played one game of that guy's. Anyways, you'll see. Bye everyone! Hope you're enjoying the funny throwback Flash stuff. Oh boy. Yeah. But I also promised other things I play will be a little bit more lighthearted. Still. I thought these were worth acknowledging. Bye everyone.